Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including today, more ads are coming to Amazon's Prime Video service. We'll get the story where you'll see them and on what devices they'll be happening on. Also, Paramount almost merged with Warner Bros. Discovery or Comcast. They had multiple things happening before they ended up with the Skydance merger. We'll tell you what's happening there. And Comcast and Spectrum lost a ton of subscribers in the third quarter of 2024. Full breakdown coming in a quick second with these stories and more. If you want to learn more about them, I'll put a link to each story we talk about in the show notes and in the first pinned comment so you can read them for yourself and come up with your own opinion. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, do me a big favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. Let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here so YouTube recommends our videos to more people. We would really appreciate it. And lastly, by hitting that subscribe button, by hitting that thumbs up, you help us and hopefully we help you break free from the high costs of cable TV. All right, let's dive into it. Amazon Prime Video is slipping more ads in. So earlier this year in January, they put ads on all customers' accounts during watching movies and shows, unless you paid more. A little bit before that, on the Fire TVs, when you started, it started full video ads. Well, now, on third-party devices, so like any streaming player that's not a Fire TV, on a smart TV, or a stick plugged into a TV, you will now find full screen ads on the profile when you launch the Prime Video app. It pops up and it says, like for me, my name, my wife's, my daughter's name, and you can pick that profile and access it there, and there's like a kid's profile with it. Now you're going to see basically a full scrolling ad here that promotes, for now, different shows, but Amazon's help page shows that it's also going to be promoting different brands and different items as another way to get more ads on the Amazon Prime Video one. This comes as services are struggling to become profitable as the cost of content keeps going up. They're looking to ads as a new way to generate more revenue without having to raise the price of their service to cover the cost of actor salaries, sets, props, gas. All these things have gone up in recent years. Cost of wood has skyrocketed, though it has come down some. Let me know, have you noticed this? It's been rolling out. It hit some of my devices just this week. That's how I noticed it. And it led us to cover it. I'd love to know your thoughts. Have you seen it? Does it annoy you? Honestly, I think this is becoming more and more common. I remember it was big news when Yahoo put ads on their login page. And now increasingly more and more services are doing similar things. It's a captive audience of people seeing the ad. And honestly, there's a lot of wasted space. The old one just was a black screen with like 3 or 4 little dots in the middle to pick which profile you wanted. Now they're vertical on the side here. And then it's just an ad for the rest. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. All right, Paramount. Some new details came out from it as the court case continues to progress against them from some investors. Turns out they had multiple deals in the works that we knew about, but we got some additional information on. One of them was a potential merger with Comcast. Now, they did have some talks, but Comcast quickly moved that from a straight merger to a joint streaming venture that would see Peacock and Paramount Plus merge into a third-party company where both companies would own a partial share of it, with Comcast owning the majority of it and probably running it. That ended up not going anywhere. Warner Bros. Discovery also had talks with Paramount for a potential merger and deal. And with that, Warner Bros. Discovery backed off a little bit when they saw the cost and the large upfront cash. I think they were looking for more of a stock type deal where they could give them stock in the company and keep their initial upfront costs down. Something Skydance Media was willing to do is they were willing to fork up the money up front. And ultimately, this and other factors led the Skydance Media deal to take lead. One thing I didn't see in this report a lot was information on the Sony bid. That kind of came in late. There's a lot of mixed new information about it. And I know what was reported, one of the reasons that killed the Sony deal, even though they were looking to spend a lot of cash, is they were looking to kind of buy it and then strip it for parts kind of situation. Sell off the studio lot. Sell off different sections. They wanted the movie and TV production to supplement their current movie and TV productions. They weren't necessarily interested in all this other stuff, and they would probably fire sale out a lot of TV networks, the studio. Who knows what would have happened with the streaming services. But Ultimately, the Skydance Media deal won, upsetting some investors, but we'll see how this all plays out. Let me know, who would you like to have had Paramount sold to? Let me know. All right, Comcast and Spectrum hemorrhaged, lost a ton, over 659,000 TV customers and 197,000 internet customers combined in just 3 months of the third quarter of 2024. This comes as cord cutting continues to hit TV companies hard and now increasingly hit their internet customers hard as cord cutting 2.0 continues to grow as people ditch internet for cheaper options out there versus the expensive packages from things like Comcast and Spectrum. Be interesting to see how this plays out. Will this trend continue? There was actually a little higher cancellation on TV customers than I was initially expecting because it's the start of football season. But it doesn't seem to be slowing down at all. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Are you surprised at these numbers? Were you expecting them to be higher? Over 500,000 people ditching the two companies in just 3 months. All right, MeTV Heroes Veteran Day honors. MeTV will honor veterans on their Veterans Honor Day with MeTV Remembers the MASH finale event. This is something they've done in the past, but they will air the final episode of MASH on MeTV for Veterans Day on Monday. I apologize. I was talking and reading, and dyslexic Luke sometimes doesn't do well with that. I apologize. But if you want to watch the classic MASH show, it'll be free over the air in markets with it. Also available on multiple streaming services that offer MeTV, including Philo and Friendly, to name a few. All right, the Tennis Channel is launching a new streaming service with a direct-to-consumer option. You'll now be able to pay for the Tennis Channel without getting a cable TV subscription. This is through an upgraded version of their Tennis Channel Plus with enhanced content and live events. You'll get a 24/7 feed of the tennis network, including its free version T2 with that. Those are two different channels. The T2 channel is free on so many different platforms. The Tennis Channel, you've had to get it. Now, if you're a current Tennis Channel Plus subscriber, you're going to get the upgrade when this launches on November 12th to include the new edition of the Tennis Channel 24/7 feed without cable. Otherwise, the new rates are $109.99 a year or $9.99 a month if you want to take advantage of this. One more channel going a la carte direct to consumers. Be interesting here to see how this plays out. Will cable companies balk a little bit at paying them if it's available without it? We'll see. I think this is a little different than RSNs because they ask a lot less money. And it's a little different than Newsmax, who famously this year, or was it last year, I can't remember, came out and said they had to stop their free feed of Newsmax because cable providers were unhappy that they were paying Newsmax to carry the channel on their networks when it was for free online. So they launched the second version of Newsmax, an alternate, different free version. So I think these are a little different than that. Also, if you're looking at saving some money on different streaming services, Raymond did a quick breakdown of different live TV streaming services under $60 a month. Recently, we saw several services raise their price, and he's got a breakdown of a bunch of ones, so check it out, link in the show notes down below. And lastly, T-Mobile reported record 5G uplink speed, reaching 2.2 gigabits a second, helping 5G home internet's future and 5G network. Now, let's break this down, why this is important. Basically, the backbone of T-Mobile's 5G network is getting faster, setting world records, being able to handle more content and more demand. The more demand, the more content, the ability for it to offer 5G home internet without slowing down from the demand from it. It helps them expand that into new areas that have been congested in the past by improving their network. And this comes just as we had a story recently that a couple weeks ago, Comcast set an all-time record for network demand when the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 came out and everybody was downloading it at the same time NFL football was streaming on Amazon Prime. I think I read once, like 2019 we reported that roughly almost 25% of all internet traffic during Amazon's Prime Video feed of NFL football was streaming video from Amazon and other places. You add other big ones, you can see why the demand for more bandwidth, more upload speed, the ability to handle increased demand is going to become increasingly important as 4K streams and streaming in general becomes more popular and larger files become more common, like huge game downloads, as many gamers now ditch physical discs for their games and replace them with downloaded versions, and they even make consoles that don't even have disk drives anymore. I have a computer, multiple laptops with no CD-ROM drive on it. Look for this to become a bigger issue, but this is great news for wireless internet providers because this proves that they'll be able to handle higher demand and keep offering 5G home internet. Keep an eye on this. T-Mobile is investing a lot to improve their network. It's come a long ways from what it was a few years ago. Well, that's it for today. I hope everybody had a fantastic day. Take care, be safe. I'll be back again real soon.